You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/kidsandfamily. Just go to Indeed.com/kidsandfamily right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Are you ready to learn the 3 secrets to launching a successful podcast? Hi, I'm Bill, a recent client of the Podcast Mogul. If you've been thinking about starting a podcast but aren't sure where to begin, he's got you covered. He is hosting a free webinar where he will share the 3 secrets that can help you launch, grow, and monetize your podcast without any fancy equipment or technical headaches. Click the link in the show notes to save your spot now and let him help get your podcast off the ground.
Welcome to Invest in Yourself, the Digital Entrepreneur Podcast. Join the Podcast Mogul Phil Better as he interviews successful entrepreneurs that make their living in the digital world. Now, let's join your host, Phil Better, and his special guest today on Invest in Yourself, the Digital Entrepreneur Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Invest in Yourself, the Digital Entrepreneur Podcast. I am, of course, your host with the most, Phil Better, the Podcast Mogul, and today I am pleased to have Harish from Q, an amazing product that I actually was connected with you guys really early on in your business. And I've been loving it ever since. So I'm so happy to have you here, Harish. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great, Phil. And I'm really, really happy to meet the podcast Mogul in the Mogul style.
Yeah, in the Mogul. Last time we talked, we were in my other office and that's so I didn't have all this nice stuff behind us and we were just chit-chatting. So you built a product, an amazing AI-based product that we're going to get into, but I want you just to give us a quick overview about who you are and how you got into the digital world.
Right. Great question. And I'm getting this question too often. So I'll keep it in a way which is, very interesting. So first of all, I'm not a marketer. I'm not a copywriter. And, I'm not a salesperson. I come from product design engineering background, and I have been in this field for last 20 years. And I love building different types of product, but my domain was into the banking, finance, and I work with big organization. There was one particular frustration, right? And this frustration was really, really difficult for me to handle for last 20 years. Every time we were building the product, we were asked to make a product which can sell itself, right? Many times you have heard the product should sell itself, right?
Yeah.
And every stakeholder from customer, everyone have a great expectation on the product. Everyone look at the product. But then as a product design engineer and my development team, they have no clue who are their target audience because they are never talking to their target audience directly when you build the product. It's your sales team or marketing team or somewhere down the line, who is sending you a PowerPoint presentation or an Excel file saying, hey, this is our customer list or this is our target audience. So for the people who develop product, right, there is a big gap between the sales, marketing, and the feedback that they get. And that's where I got really, really into this field. And this problem was personal problem, which I started feeling at different places in my career. And I really wanted to make this product development very, very, from the day one, very, very easy and really fine tuned towards the feedback that you have for your target audience. So who you are building this product for, what pain points you're solving. There's a big gap in the market. So my background, as I said, is I'm not a copywriter. I'm not a salesperson. I'm not like coming from this digital marketing world, but I'm coming purely from the product design engineering background. And I shifted my world totally from product design and the artificial intelligence, everything that I learned into solving the problems of digital marketing. I was solving the problem in the back office of a bank, which is completely different function.
Yes,
Right?
it's a little bit of a different function than
Yeah,
what you're
right.
doing today.
Right. So over the last 3-4 years, I got quite excited to apply the artificial intelligence to discover audience pain point and embed this process into the content creation, into funnel testing. The most important problem, or I would say three things that I observe in the market, like people are not focusing on a specific target audience; they are focusing too broad, and you can imagine that this problem solution urgency of one niche is different than the problem solution urgency for another niche. So if you are operating in, let's say, roof repairs market, then the problem solution urgency in that market, roof repairs market in US, is different from the problem solution urgency of home construction market. And people need to really think it and really make sure that they are focusing on a specific target audience, because of this problem a lot of businesses are failing. They are targeting too broad. Even for your podcast, I'm sure you do a lot of research. You wanted to reach out to a specific audience, you wanted to talk to their language, you wanted to be engaged with them, you nurture them, you feel like you wanted to connect them. But how many times people are doing this research to understand who are their target audience? Another problem that I found then is quite difficult. At the same time, I'm saying that you need to focus on one target audience, but as you grow your business strategy, you get quite frustrated and you wanted to have quick results, right? So there is no way currently where you can scale this. So if I'm targeting, let's say today, roof repair companies, right? Uh, Tomorrow I cannot go and start targeting to plastic surgeons, or maybe I'm taking completely different example. You don't want to do that, otherwise people will think you're stupid. But let's say moving from roof repairs to home construction is very difficult. You're stuck in one business strategy and you are making a funnels, a website, but there is no way you can move quickly and do the rapid test. So that's what was also one of the biggest problem. Then another problem that I found is very interesting. Every marketer is talking about this, that build your audience, build your digital network, do your customer journey, map your process to the customer journey. But I have not find a practical solution in the market which can help you to map your customer journey to the different stages of the buying funnel or the process. So these are the real three gaps that I see in the market: not focusing on one target audience, not able to replicate different tests of the audience, your value proposition, your message. It's hard to start testing it. And then finally, as I said, it is quite difficult when marketer is saying, hey, you need to map your customer journey, but there's no way how to do it in a practical way. And these three problems really is causing a lot of problem, because they combine together. If you see, there's hardly like 2.5% conversion rate on the website. On the global conversion rate of website is very low. And there are different growth channels, podcast one of these, and then there are multiple channels, but the conversion rates are dropping because um, it's very difficult for people to focus on a specific pain point of their target audience, to research them beforehand. And now here comes an interesting idea to how to use AI, right? How to use AI, big data, and analytics to go and understand your target audience. Because traditionally, what you have done, you would have done some interviews, or you have hired marketing agencies, or you have gone yourself crazy sending emails day and night to many people requesting your friends. But all of these traditional methods suffer from problems, because if you do interviews, not sure that many people will participate in it, or they will provide their honest opinion about it. If you hire marketing agencies, that's quite expensive, and not sure if they are also gathering their data at the right time or right place, right? Then another problem that I see with traditional method is there is a bias in any kind of survey you do. There is a bias. So what we are trying to do at CrawlQ to solve this problem is really apply artificial intelligence to deep dive into your target audience. And the way to start is you start with one specific person. So if in my network, if I know Phil, that is my starting point. I will try to go on a coffee date with Phil. And in general, I call my Phil as Fred. Fred, who has fears, who want results. He has expectations. He has desire. So this is my Fred. Is my target audience, and this is a person I talk. I try to go on a coffee date. Try to understand his pain point, and then I come back and just seed this idea into CrawlQ starting point, like 5 questions, basic 5 questions, niche. Then let me tell something more specific about this person who is having a struggle or frustrations. So just 3 4 story ideas, 2 sentences, and then CrawlQ do the magic. Rest of the magic comes from CrawlQ because it really start picking up from those seed ideas, start generating insights, and help you to define your perfect ideal customer avatar. Because how it works, as you understand, artificial intelligence cannot produce new information, but when you steer it in the right direction, when you give it sufficient input, it can go in a very specific narrow area. Because artificial intelligence again work with this kind of probability based models in the backend neural network, and if we steer them in the right direction, they can come up with very specific insights that you wanted to grab and use it, and then use in the content creation process, messaging, or validation of your new business idea, or even you wanted to originate a new business idea. It all works like charm, because you just need to come up with interesting 3 4 ideas that you wanted to target. And of course, if I'm targeting roof repairs, then I'm not talking about his problem with the dishwashing or any other stuff,
Building
right?
a perfect dishwasher
Yeah.
from roof repair, yeah, that's probably going to be a little difficult to
right,
do.
right. So I'm still in the same problem solution space. Maybe this person has a 10-year-old roof. This is going to blow away in the next like cyclone, right? And he's worried about it, and he need to understand how to get these roof repairs without getting ripped off by the roof repair companies, right? So it's very specific persona, very specific problem pain point. And once we start about this person, talking to this person, we can build using artificial intelligence perfect customer avatar. This is a representative image, abstract image of this customer avatar. And using this customer avatar, then CrawlQ can create multiple messages, value propositions, business ideas. It can validate your current business idea. It can give you new business idea. So unlike many other content creation tool, there are also kind of artificial intelligence tool. This is something different. The idea here is really go to specific niche down, understand your target audience first, do your research first, and that is very critical in today's online world, because everyone is competing attention on the internet. Everyone wanting attention from their audience, and time is limited. So you need to really grab their attention. So you need to really understand what words they speak, what language they use, what emotions they have, what roadblocks, triggers, suspicions, dreams, desires, professional dream, personal dream. You need to go to that level of deep dive level, right? And then AI is able to help you, because AI models are trained, of course, on general, on the whole internet data, but it's like asking them very specific question, and like creating your own assistant, AI assistant, who can help you to gather facts, which can then you can inject into your content creation. So as I said, most of the tools out there which are AI tools are push button tools. You can push the button and they can create good content on flood blog. I call them flood blog, or you can call them food blog because you're talking about, of course, recipes or dog training, or of course these topics are okay to push button and create content. But when I'm talking about robotics, uh, Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, or anything which is very domain specific content, then you need this necessary step to deep dive into your target audience, understand well who they are, and then try to write a content. Otherwise, with most of these AI content writer, you end up creating same content. Because let me be very honest with you here, artificial intelligence at this stage is created by human. That's why it's artificial intelligence, or you can call it artificial stupidity.
Artificial human thinking. We'll go with artificial human thinking in this case.
Yeah. But some of my copywriting friends, they didn't like me when I was trying to approach them, because they think I am trying to replace their job, and they were very frustrated. And one of them even blocked me on my LinkedIn account. So I said,
Ooh.
so I really explained him, hey, this is artificial stupidity, and don't worry about it. You can still use this stupidity to improve something that you wanted to improve, or you wanted to have some fun with it. But I understand the pain point, because you see, I will take an example. So 15 year back when LinkedIn came, right? You understand many HR people, professionals who are hiring like talent from the market. Many of them got really scared that LinkedIn will take away their job.
Mm-hmm.
But now you see, they are the most people who are getting benefit out of it,
Yes,
right?
they are.
Right. So I'm saying that this artificial intelligence is not replacing the job. It is helping every content creator, copywriter, who is either audio content, video content, or written content. It's really helping you to add the data, information, tools that you have already, and you can increase your craft, your skill more better than using these tools and assistant. Because otherwise you will not be having right and necessary information at your fingertips to convey the message at the rapid speed that you need during your conversations or engagements with your customers. Even if I'm on LinkedIn trying to reach 20 people, I need information at my fingertips. And if I don't do that, I cannot handle that memory load in my head, right? Even if you're doing a podcast, of course you want something that comes to you very fast, and you press the button, you have like important information in front of you the way you want, right? The Google is getting more and more intelligent. It is not like a simple search engine. It's like a real answering machine, and
Oh yeah.
you really start typing there as if it's your next door neighbor, or you're just a close friend,
Your
right?
father, your mother, or someone like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, Google.
exactly.
This is something I think AI is something that's very important for businesses to use.
Yeah,
Specifically, your product Crawl Q, it helps you define who your ideal customer is. Like you were
yeah,
talking about, for you, it's Fred. Fred is this individual who needs help creating content and is maybe not the copywriter or a marketer. He's a founder like you, and he has this great idea, but he doesn't know how to sell it. But he has this crawler queue that can help him go to the next level, answer more questions, have that content when needed. And like you said, with Google being the search engine, everybody typing in, Google's just getting smarter and smarter because it's able to finish your sentence. Before it wasn't able to finish your question. You had to type in. Now you go,
yeah.
what is, and then you get 35 different types of questions to ask. But
Right.
this is where we're going in the future. Like you said, you had your copywriter friends who are worried. I don't think they're going to be losing their job, because having tools like this, which can help them go, okay, this is good, this isn't good, because AI right now, like you said, is artificial stupidity. It's only as smart as the person inputting the stuff. So copywriters will still be needed to make sure that it stays on point. It still flows like how it's supposed to, because that's invaluable knowledge that they have that
Right.
at the current moment, the tools don't match. Like
No.
someone who's been copywriting for 20 years knows so much more than a computer that's just started copywriting.
Right.
So just like
And
LinkedIn and that.
right. And exactly the point I want to tell, that you have your 20 years of experience. You can bring this with CrawlQ, and then of course you will be still ahead with that 20 years of experience who will just start with CrawlQ right today, because you're still feeding in your intelligence, your craft that you have. So you're just using this as a toolbox. And this toolbox is smart because it understands your instruction and it exactly follow what you want. Google, for example, you can say smart tool, right? It understand, it start learning, it understand your search behavior. Scroll queue is exactly like we have designed our own internal layer on top of the information so that it start learning itself. It try to get all the information at one place, and then you create Google inside of your own workspace. When I call workspace, that means your thread. So there is a space where you put the thread, you research on the thread. You want
Fred
to
becomes a lab rat all of a sudden.
Yeah.
He didn't sign up for it, but he's a lab rat right now.
It's a laboratory experiment that you are almost frying Fred until you find the right and perfect word to speak to him, and it's okay. I'm ready now.
My question is, we've talked a lot about the power of your product and what it can do, and it's amazing. I've had the opportunity to work with it on a free test trial earlier on the thing, and I've been part of the group and following along the journey you guys have had, and it's been amazing. I want to know how you decided to use AI. What was it about AI that specifically said, hey, Harish, this is where you should be going into, should be looking into? You were in the product development for so long. What made you shift over to AI?
Yes, there was also a pain point when I started. I was focusing more on the keywords, SEO based focus to identify the right words to use. I stuck with many type of tools. I did all of them. I don't want to name them, but I used all of these tools, which are great, and they set up a great foundation. But the strategy is wrong there because what you are doing is you're trying to assess some keywords and then use this as basis of your content. But those keywords are too broad, and they are not really picking and making a connection between the psychographics or the roadblocks, dreams, desires, suspicions that your target audience has. It's very narrow approach. And what I found with my own experience with keywords and SEO based strategy, that I could rank my content on Google, on maybe rank one, rank two, on the first page of Google. I just got traffic and traffic and traffic. And this is painful because then I was carrying a leaky bucket because traffic is coming, but once they land on my home page or my product page, they don't know exactly where to go, what to do, because the conversion is not happening. It's just random traffic which is coming from these keyword based tools. So of course many people are getting excited. SEO is there for last many years. There are best practices that you should follow. But when you start your business, right, you need to first validate your target audience. You need to validate your product market fit. You need to do an upfront strategy before you can start SEO. And this is exactly many people are missing in business. When they start business, they directly want to start on SEO. And that's the worst that you can do with your business, because if you are only one person in the town and you know the secret, and you have your 20 people that you wanted to really reach out first, that they should know this service, and you wanted to get them your paying customer first, by putting yourself on the Google, on the SEO type of market, you are inviting random people on your website. They will have a random feeling about you, they will not understand your product, and then you will lose this 20 people also. So many of the time my entrepreneur friends who are starting business, they are directly jumping on the SEO strategy, but if this SEO strategy will only bring them traffic, no conversion, and also sometimes can demotivate them because they just see the numbers, they don't see the conversions, and then they lose the focus on the 20 people they are just sitting there who need their service, and this problem can be solved for them first. So when you start your business, it's really important not to focus on the SEO. And that's where I started focusing on Fred, one single person Fred. Understand this person so well, develop content around it. I quickly stumbled upon into problem because you asked me why I use AI. I stumbled upon the problem because a lot of the tools that they are available, like I said, interviews, surveys, they suffer from bias. They suffer from different types of problem that is quite hard to scale. Like you cannot conduct survey in 5 minutes and then conclude something out of it. You need to set up the survey. You need to get all the audience answer. Interviews also is not possible. You cannot scale the interview process. So all
I've
these
tried to do the scaling of interviews. It's just with one person, it's close to impossible. Just
right.
being a podcaster.
Right. So other alternative was to bring 25 people in the room, put the sticky notes and ask everyone, and then come up with a rapid strategy, brainstorming strategy. But this is exactly what I implemented in CrawlQ, not talking to 25 people, but talking to AI and telling that AI very specific way what we need to come up, what we need to get out of this. So what is sticky notes I need from you? Hey, I need one sticky note on this problem. I need one sticky note on this problem. Then I'm collecting all these sticky notes, pasting out in one place, and then I'm drawing from this sticky note and making my strategy, which can work in 20 minutes or 25 minutes. So it's the same thing, like I'm brainstorming with AI, and this AI is representing like 25 different people, but I'm exactly opening the dialogue in the room with this while sitting inside the room and telling them exactly, hey, this is the problem solution. We need to speak to roof repairs target audience. We are running a roof repair company, and we are operating in this segment. Let's figure out the problem pain point of the people who work in this area. And all these 20 people are given 10 minutes. They will put something on their sticky note and they will paste on the wall. This is exactly in the background CrawlQ is doing, not talking to 25 people, but talking to that AI model, which we almost, I don't want to use this word, but we almost slaved that model to do the specific task that we want to achieve, right? So what we are saying is like we are really strict on the AI to get into that direction where we need a specific intelligence out of it. It's almost like asking a 9-year-old kid very intelligent questions, and sometime, of course, the kid doesn't has all the information, but sometime it will come up with brilliant idea, creative idea. I'm not saying the AI is already at this stage where I can compare it with 9-year-old kid, but it is trained on a way that it can give us some good direction. And this is exactly what is happening as behind the scene with CrawlQ, that you're replicating that boardroom experience and you're quickly setting a strategy to test it and scale it. Otherwise, you need to do a lot of interviews, surveys, questionnaires,
The old way of doing
old way of doing
market
this.
research.
Yeah.
CrawlQ, if I can explain it into a little simpler, CrawlQ takes care of the market research by hours, by just inputting who is our ideal customer, or as a podcaster, it's who is our ideal listener.
Yes.
Putting it in. Mine is Bob. I always like the name Bob. Bob is my ideal listener for this podcast. Right. He's always wanted to be a digital entrepreneur, just was scared. When the internet first came out, everybody was affiliate marketing and this, and wasn't really sure if you could make money online. And now, like 20 years later, where people are just multimillionaires starting businesses online purely through tech. This is why I started the podcast for him, because I wanted him to learn, or she, right? Them to learn about how not easy it is, but how it is possible. It's not this pipe dream, as long as you're focused. And that's what the AI is doing. It takes all that focus, all that work that if you don't have, the budget like Ford or any of these big companies to do the market research, you're able to do the market research at a fraction of the cost and have something that can grow with you and help you build your other businesses. Because I'm pretty sure you're always constantly evolving the AI on the back end.
Exactly. So today, you say Bob is my target audience. You know certain characteristics of this Bob, right? And you are also getting data while they are listening to it, reacting to it, engaging to it. But it's hard to change the Bob at Bob 1, and then you wanted to figure out quickly what is Bob 2, Bob 3, Bob 4 with some changes, right? Marketers call it A/B testing, but it's very hard. And it's also difficult to understand if Bob is aware of the problem. If he is aware, then what action he's going to take. So these all kind of laboratory setup or experiments, you can easily do inside CrawlQ lab, I would say, because it allows you to quickly create Bob 1, Bob 2, Bob 3, and also make sure that Bob is representing at one time he doesn't know anything, he's not aware of anything, or at one point of time your Bob is really aware what he wants. I'm not saying from life, but
At
listening
least
to
from listening to the podcast, we know what he
Yeah.
wants from the
Yes,
podcast.
exactly. You cannot solve his life problem, but you can quickly solve as many problems from the podcast, right? You can take some quick takeaways and implement some strategies that as a digital marketer he or she is doing.
I love it. I love it. Harish, we're coming to the end of the episode here. Before we go, I do have one question. What is a book that you would suggest entrepreneurs, since you are an entrepreneur yourself in the digital world, that they should read? Or no matter where they are in their journey, what is a book that you suggest that they read?
Right. Being entrepreneur, it's always challenge to create content, I would say, right? Even if you have products, you have nice strategy, investment, capital, but at the same time, as an entrepreneur, you need to create content. And I had hard time finding the book or the resources which are quite practical in the sense that allows me to implement step A, B, C very quickly. So one of the book that I found very interesting was this copywriting secrets from my famous copywriter Jim Edwards. I'm not like a affiliate to Jim Edwards. I'm nowhere connected with him, but I really love the concept of Fred that he sort of originated in this book, and I would credit the concept of the Fred that I'm using. It was from this book where he says Fred is his real starting point, and Fred has fears. He wants results. He has expectations. He has desire. So this formula of the Fred, I definitely love this book, and it talk about that Fred, how to identify that Fred, and this is masterpiece. I think it's very small book, but I would recommend everyone who need to create content should read this book because that will help them to create very specific content for the Fred that they are looking for.
Excellent. I love it. Harish, I'm going to jump off the screen for a second. I'm going to allow you to have the chance to tell my audience where they can find CrawlQ, how they can connect with you if they want more, they have more questions about your products. So the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you. So, hi everyone who is listening to this podcast. You can find me on our website, crawlq.ai. It's easy to search. You search in Google, crawlq.ai. You can find us on the Facebook group. We are running a very successful group where we also contributing a lot of value, and our audience is also contributing a lot of value. So you can find again on the Facebook, crawlq.ai is our group. And if you have some urgent questions, of course, you can visit crawlq.ai, our homepage. From there, you can definitely book a webinar to participate. We are running 3 webinars each week on different time zones. We are also running demo calls. So if you're interested to deep dive into the technical aspect of the product, you can book a direct demo call. So there are different ways you can just look up on the Google, and you can find us for very urgent questions. Of course, you can reach to us at harish.kumar@quantamixsolutions.com. This will be a long one, but easiest one is to just support at quantamixsolution.com.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, the notes will be down in the show notes so that you can, and the links and everything else to connect with Harish and the CrawlQ team. Harish, thank you so much for being an amazing guest and talking about your product that has been changing as being part of the group, seeing how many successes you have. And of course, the success you've had, I'm pretty sure you use your own product. If not, it would be the best thing to sell. But I want to thank you so much for taking the time to come here. I know it's the time difference a little different. Are you you're in India or are you in the Netherlands?
I'm based in Netherlands. It's for almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay, so it's not too late, thankfully.
No.
I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come speak to us here. on Invest in Yourself, the Digital Entrepreneur podcast. To my audience, make sure you check out Crawl Q. It is a beneficial tool for you to help you along your journey becoming an entrepreneur, figuring out your ideal candidate or your ideal customer, as well as being able to test everything like Harish has said in the back end. Harish, thank you again for being here. To my audience, thank you again for listening. Remember to invest in yourself. Hey, everybody. I want to thank you so much for watching the show and listening to the podcast. As a thank you, remember, you can always head over to my website, fulfillment.Inc.com, and get free 15 minutes with me to talk about how you can grow your podcast, how to monetize your podcast, or even how to start your podcast. I have helped lots of people, and I want to help you do the same for your business or just for your personal brand. So again, that is fulfillment.Inc.com. Head over there, book your free 15 minutes, and it'll be a pleasure to help you out. Have a good night, and remember to invest in yourself.
Thanks for tuning in. Now it's time to take the next step. When you're ready to dive deeper into how to launch, grow, and monetize your podcast, Phil's got something special for you. Join him for a free webinar where he'll reveal the 3 secrets that have helped countless entrepreneurs succeed in podcasting. Click the link in the show notes to save your spot, and let's turn your podcasting dreams into reality.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/kidsandfamily. Just go to Indeed.com/kidsandfamily right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.